Definitely. Oh, absolutely. I mean, like I said, they've just been able to do the good things right. They've been able to do the right things well. I mean, running the football. I mean, good, physical, hard quarterback play. Either a quarterback that not only can run but can put the ball in the air and out of harm's way. We haven't seen any turnovers from this quarterback all day long, which is always a great sign. Really, just from the offense in general, outside of the one lost fumble earlier. I mean, but other than that, I mean, like I said, defense has been playing lights out. I mean, they've been bend but don't break. I mean, how many times did we see this Cougar defense backed up pretty much inside their own red zone and able to either come up with turnovers or come up with stops? Granted, some extracurriculars and stuff like that, the flags, all that stuff kind of helps. But, I mean, regardless, on the stat sheet it says that they didn't score. Sometimes bend, don't break is a good defensive method. And if they're doing it well in high school football, Michigan high school football, that can carry you far. You need it as far as forward fielding.
Yeah, certainly. All right, make sure you stay with us after the game, too. Get you some post-game coverage from Sportscaster. Are you going down there? Are you guys going down there after this?
I think
you got some duties down on the field, too?
Absolutely.
Very good.
And some homework.
And you got homework.
Yes. I won't stick around for too much longer, but I think I might head down to the tent, talk to some players of the game, and absolutely.
All right, 4 minutes left here in this one. All right, here's the punt crew. Oh, great punt. Fielded and then through the back of the end zone. Oh, my goodness, that was close to being disastrous. But a fortunate bounce goes through the back of the end zone.
It's a special teams play where nobody exactly wins. Because, I mean, you have the muffed punt on one end, and obviously that doesn't really look good. And on the other end, you have a punt. Okay, that was muffed, but it bounced to the back of the end zone.
Right.
So, not exactly a win for either of the special teams coordinators after that one.
All right, here comes Southfield A&T. Again, just trying to see what they got in the junior Vincent Wesley. Not quite as tall as Jeremy Porter, but he's been able to run the offense effectively tonight.
It's a great touchdown throw he had on that last drive.
Yeah. Take a timeout here, Southfield A&T. Coaching staff doesn't like it. A little bit of a miscommunication with his junior signal caller.
I mean, anytime you have a junior quarterback and sitting underneath a senior quarterback, I mean that's always it's a good situation. I mean, usually as a junior you want to be kind of starting and stuff by now, but nonetheless, I mean you kind of can walk in with a little bit of a guarantee on your brain. It's like, okay, this is my job next year. This is what I'm going to be doing, and these reps, even if it's and I'll call it just like a blowout loss, you can kind of tell how it is. But I mean, even a game like this, I mean these are valuable reps in game under the Friday night lights that are a little bit different than the ones you get at practice.
Yeah, and you're going against a really good defense too, and they've made some substitutions. You got some different guys in there, but again, you get those live rounds. That's pretty good. All right, here goes Vincent Wesley. Steps into one, wants to launch one over the top, underthrows it, and it's intercepted at the 40-yard line. Offense turns to defense, and they make the tackle at the 32. So that's where the Cougars will take over.
So far, every time A&T has tried to rush the ball farther down the field, it's been a turnover or it's been a stop. It's like they're just so rushed. I really wish they would just keep with the little tit-for-tat, slow pace, and hopefully that could get us somewhere.
I think that's my first ever announcer's jinx. Talking about the quarterback there. I do like the boldness to take a shot downfield, just underthrew it.
I mean, I wasn't going to say it.
Yeah, my fault.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'll go down to the field afterward.
Make
amends.
I do apologize for that. Here comes the Cougars. Here's a give up the middle with some room. Out to the 22-yard line, gain of 10 and a first down. The Cougars are just keeping this thing on the ground. Clock continues to run once they move those sticks. 3:30 to play. Stoney Creek on top of Southfield A&T 40-18.
Great job of just following the block. They're a little very literal there. Just kind of, it's one of those things as you know, on your coaching staff always tells you, just wherever your guards are going, follow them. Hand on the back, take them to the promised land.
Snap, here's the give. And positive yardage, spinning inside the 15-yard line down to the 14. Gain of 8 on that run. So for Southfield A&T, coming up next will be Lowell. That is a 7 o'clock kick for next week. They look to get their first win on the year. Looks like they're going to fall to 0-3 on the season. Meanwhile, Stoney Creek will improve to 3-0, and they've got Harper Woods next week.
That's going to be
another good one.
Another good one. It's going to be. I mean, that's going to be. I think like the first kind of test for this team. I think tonight was a good test, especially earlier on.
Yeah.
Southfield, like I said, Southfield A&T is a very good team, but I think going into next week, I mean, they've played against Cosno. I think they played against Lake Orion last week in their win. But next week, that's going to be a test. And the thing is, it'll all be about how this team, this coaching staff, prepares mentally. Obviously, the physical aspect as well, but getting ready for that game because that's going to be a brawl.
Yeah, they did a nice job of just weathering the storm early because Southfield A&T came out, punched them in the mouth a little bit. I don't know that they expected it. Here's a flag on the play. Play clock runs down to 0. But Southfield A&T was in it that whole first quarter. They led early on. They scored first. And I don't know if they just didn't expect it, but I think they played really, really well, and still Southfield, was in that game. So, you talk about the mental side of things. That certainly plays in. They were able to weather that storm. There's a left side. Nope, up the middle on the keeper, so that goes forward for about 6. It's going to be 3rd and 2 coming up.
And like I said, in terms of for Stoney
Check
Creek,
that, 4th and 2.
It's always good to be able to fix things after a win than fix things after a loss.
Yeah,
so I expect them to start differently going into next week, and especially watching that film and going over the tape and just learning things and about how what they need to do differently and everything going into next week. And I expect them to do so. Like I said, a little bit of a different test against Harper Woods, but nonetheless, I mean, I'm excited for just good high school football that'll set really both those teams up for how they are going into the playoffs.
This could potentially be the last snap of the game. Here's the give around the right-hand side. Good defensive play, driving him back outside the 20 to the 21-yard line on that 4th down. So it's going to be a turnover on down, so the clock will stop here. 15 seconds left. Really only one more play to run unless Southfield A&T wants to elongate this game. So some fun action for these teams coming down into the middle parts of their schedule. And again, a good one for you next week here on WJR. St. Mary's and CC from Novi. It's going to be a fun one.
Shout out sportscaster Brendan Mado, the CC graduate, currently at Notre Dame.
How about that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's
a Golden Domer.
He's loving it down there. I'm sure he enjoyed that Catholics versus. No, what did they win that game? The Miami versus Notre Dame game?
No, Miami won that game.
Miami. Well, okay. Well, then he's pretty upset. Yeah. Sorry, Brendan, but.
All right, here's a give up the middle. C.J. Carr's first game. Lloyd Carr's grandson playing for Notre Dame.
How about that?
Pretty cool. All right, some whistles here at the end. That clock will come to zeros. And Stoney Creek wins it 40-18. Gabe, it's been fun again.
Thank
you, my friend.
Thank you, Chris.
Awesome to see you. And Jaden Hudson, thank you. It was great to have you up here. Hope you had fun.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's going to do it for us. Thanks to everybody back at the studio for your help. Ray Templin, Dave Rieger here on site. That's going to do it for us. Stoney Creek wins it 40-18. Have yourself a wonderful rest of your weekend, start of your weekend. And we'll see you next week here on our Drive to the Game here on WJR. See you.
So what we're doing with Sportscaster.com is we're giving people a platform, a community, all focused on sports broadcasting, whether it be a podcast, a piece of commentary, stirring it up with the other guys, the Michigan, Ohio State fans getting together on a particular issue and really going at it, whatever it may be, or a live play-by-play opportunity. People can go there, subscribe to the channels, enjoy their favorite sports broadcasters and their commentary and their content. And it's a great way for people to learn and hone their craft before they go out and, do it at the NFL or the college level.
Well, I think that's a great idea. I truly do, and it's going to help broadcasters. You asked me earlier, what should a young broadcaster do to get started? Exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. Find a way to get on that sportscaster.com, get on that high school broadcast, and when you do, tape it, so that you have an audition tape that you can send to some other outlet, wherever it is, and say, hey, this is what I can do. This is what I've done before. Like actors send out lists of credits. Yep. This is a movie I've done before. This is a voiceover I've done before. Same thing with sportscaster.com. Get on that broadcast, find a way and do it, and then tape it, and then send it along so that someone else gets an opportunity. Who knows? You may get hired, and you're not just 1 week; you're 10 weeks in a row, and that's how you do it. It's hard. It doesn't pay a lot of money, but if you're really committed and you really want to do it, hopefully, there's nothing more rewarding. There's one of those things I tell people. I said, if you have a job you love, you don't work a day in your life. Yeah. Well, I'm guilty.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what being a sports broadcaster, especially in play-by-play, I was very, very lucky to do that. But it starts out hard, but once you get there, it's very rewarding.
Nika Contractors have been powering and connecting southeastern Michigan for over 100 years. And they're proud supporters of the communities where they work and live. Put their experience and expertise to work for you. Find a Nika contractor at smcnika.org.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the post-game show here on Drive to the Game on Sportscaster.com in partnership with WJR. My name is Giovanni Mosheri, and our final score for the game, a high-scoring event, 40-18. Finished it up here at Stoney Creek High School as they defeat the Southfield A&T Warriors. A game that started off in a gridlock, a low-scoring event, and then the gates were open for the home Cougars as they get their first win in OAA white play. And joining me to my side is a senior at Stoney Creek High School. Anthony has been leading the charge. If those of you are watching on YouTube, you see he's got the USA sunglasses, the headband, the cape, the flag. He's got everything decked out. Is one of the leaders of the student section. Anthony, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So what brings you to the front of the student section? That's a big responsibility, especially in a home game like this.
So I don't know. I mean, I think it's more fun than anything. I don't really think of it as a job, I mean, it's fun to come out here support. I have a lot of friends on the football team. It's just fun. Everybody's here. I mean, why would I want to sit at home when I could watch a football game, have our team play good and win, and have all my friends there and have fun?
And especially a game like this where Stoney Creek was rolling for. That had to make the energy in that student section all the more easy to come by.
Yeah. So at the beginning, we tried to get our team up a little bit. It always helps when the student section's a little bit louder for the team, especially at the start of the games. Just get some confidence and momentum going for them. But it was a great win today. I mean, starting the season 3-0. I mean, I don't think in all my time, 4 years so far at Stoney Creek, we haven't been 3-0 yet.
Head coach Powell has been doing a good job so far in his second season. Mm-hmm. So what about a little bit about your background? You're in your senior year, and you've told me just off air that you played on this football field before, and now you're focusing on baseball. What's your athletic career been like?
So I played baseball and football my whole life. I played 3 years, freshman, sophomore, and junior year of football here at Stoney Creek, along with baseball. And this is my first year I'm not doing it, unfortunately, because I'm going to play baseball at Oakland. I'm a pitcher. So I didn't really want to take the risk, but I do miss it. I miss the Friday night lights. There's no feeling quite like it. You just don't get the same energy at those baseball games. But I love baseball. I love football. But I'm just glad as long as I'm not playing football, I could still be a part of it and make kind of an impact. So.
And then what does the future look like for you? A pitcher at Oakland. How did that come about? How did you get recruited to the Golden Grizzlies?
So my travel ball coach organization, very influential. His name is Mike Rice. He's a great guy. He reached out to a lot of schools for me, and the very first time they saw me, I was 15 years old. And I committed my junior year, which would be last year, in around December, so Christmas time. And, I never looked back. Had a good really all I did was just go to the gym, eat, and just play a sport that I love. Every year got incrementally better. And after the sophomore summer, after August 1st was the first day. It's the first day you're allowed to be contacted from colleges. They texted me, and ever since then, didn't look back.
Well, go Golden Grizzlies. I'm an alum myself, so happy to have you over in Rochester. And now joining us on the broadcast is Audrey, a member of the cheer team, who in a different way was leading the student section, keeping the energy high here tonight. Audrey, thank you for joining us.
Of course.
So we got Anthony's perspective as to his part in the student section, but you got a much different job in it. Take me into, what do you see and how it goes for you on the sideline?
Yeah, well, we don't get to see the game a lot because the football players are right in front of us, but when we do, it's a pretty euphoric experience. It is, being under the Friday night lights is truly an experience that nobody talks about. It's so magical, and especially this game being the cause game, it's always a fun one. And when the core, now we have 2 student sections instead of 1, so the student participation is just amazing, and it makes us so excited to see so many people here cheering us on with us. So it's pretty fun. It's amazing.
And I did want to go back. We mentioned it in the pregame show. We had the president of the Team Continued Foundation. And for you guys as students, as a part of it and being part of that celebration, what does it mean to you to have that being supported at this game?
I think it's really cool, our school being able to stand up for and help people, and actually make a difference. I think that's really cool. Especially during the game, we had people run throughout the student section and give tips and money. I just think it's a blessing to be able to help out people in need, because we are very fortunate, especially here in the Rochester area. So I'm just thankful for the opportunity that we had to be able to do that for people.
Yeah, it was also really nice because we've been on calls with the Team Continue Foundation since July. So it's been really student-led with lots of cheerleaders, lots of band members, football players. It's been really great, and it's been a lot of what do we want, not what are the parents looking for. It's mainly student-led, and that's why it was so much fun, because we had the core leaders running the halftime show, and we had wrestlers and cheerleaders doing the minute raffle, and it was so much fun, and getting to do something that is close to Stoney's heart it's pretty awesome.
And to wrap things up here, you guys are both seniors. This is your last season under the Friday night lights. And Anthony, we explored your future at Oakland University, but Audrey, what about you? What's next beyond Stoney Creek?
Well, after winning 2 back-to-back state championships.
Back-to-back.
Yep, back-to-back. I think I'm okay with leaving my little cheer shoes here, and hopefully we do an amazing job competitive season, getting the 3-peat. But I'm really hoping to study business at MSU, hopefully, go green. But yeah, I'm just really excited, and tonight was so much fun because we've never done a cause game with this much participation, and doing it with the students and getting so many members of the school involved. Having robotics and the dance team and band and color guard and the core, it was so awesome, and it took so much time to build up to this experience, and it was just so much fun.
And it was worth all the effort. You guys are great today. I appreciate you guys joining us on the broadcast.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, have fun the rest of your senior year. It's very special, so don't be afraid to take a moment and take it in. It's a special time in your guys' lives. We're looking forward to see what great things you do in the future.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll continue the post-game show here. We'll have players from the Stoney Creek Cougars joining us in just a moment. And I want to get to a summary of the game here. Like we mentioned before, in the first quarter, it was Southfield A&T that was the first to score a 6-0 lead after a miss after the point after touchdown. But then from there, 20 points straight and beyond for the Stoney Creek Cougars, and pick 6 included. And that's going to be our play of the game. Absolutely, that pick 6 changed the tide of the game. Some would say even the missed point after touchdown would have been that, but absolutely that pick 6 changed the vibe of the game. That's when the Cougar student section, that's when the entire crowd lit up, and they were rolling right after that. And our interception man himself will be joining us on the broadcast.
Right there.
Yeah, Jack.
The hour. Jay Fred.
Yeah, that's right. Jack Frendenberg will be joining us on the broadcast shortly, along with number 62, the old lineman, Brady Ricketts. And if I see him approaching, quarterback number 2, Brandon Jerkins.
Yes, sir, Jay Fred.
Nice job, Jack. Good job.
And a great game here joining us on the broadcast. The man who had the mitts for the pick 6. That was our play of the game, Jack Frendenberg. Thank you for joining us on the broadcast. Good game.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
So I want to start right with that pick 6. Take me through the play. What did you see, and how did you know to be there in time?
All right, so I was playing cover 2. I saw trips. We did a lot of film study this week, and I knew that they were going to run flats, and I just read the play perfectly, caught the interception, ran for the touchdown.
That's awesome. Yeah. And now for the rest of the game here, we'll fix the mic up just a little bit here. So, and then take me through the rest of the game here, especially towards that first quarter where it was Southfield A&T that scored first. Yeah. What was the morale like at that time, and then how did it change after that play?
It was pretty low. We started off very, very slow. Definitely not what we wanted, but after that interception, we got a couple great offensive plays too, and it was yeah, that's it.
And barbecue chicken from there.
Yeah, exactly.
It is just great to see classmates all here on the broadcast. Yeah. This is a fun vibe for us here on the post-game show for Drive to the Game. And now you guys got Harper Woods coming up at home, and that's a very talented team from what the streets tell me. Yes. So how are you guys preparing for that game?
I don't know. They got some really good receivers, so we just got to make sure we stay on top of them. Got to watch a lot of film, study what they're doing. Yeah, it's gonna be a long week this week, but I think we got it.
We did play them last year too. It was a really close game last year. Could have gone either way. So I think these guys could do it. They gotta have a good week of practice, study a lot of film, and just execute on Friday.
Yeah.
And now talk to me about Coach Rick Powell. This being his second season, he's got a great playing career behind him, giving him that experience, along with his father as the OC. That's got to be a strange vibe. Yeah. But what about him in his second year, and how was it different from the first?
He's amazing, man. He knows every single play. Like we're playing defense, and he's run, and it's a run. So he's helping us so much, and I'm just so grateful to have him as a coach.
Well, thank you very much for joining us here. We'll make a little bit of room for our offensive lineman here. Thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast, Jack.
Thank you.
And now the rotating carousel of player interviews that we have here on the post-game show. Joining us now is offensive lineman number 62, Brady Ricketts. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, of course.
So take me through your experience of the game. And we had Jack's perspective here, but I want to hear it from yours as well. Especially at the beginning of the game, it was Southfield A&T that scored first, and a bit of a slow start is what was described. What was it from your perspective, and how'd you guys get the momentum back on your side?
Yeah, the offense started out really slow. We made a lot of mistakes early on. We could have been more physical. Luckily, we picked that up at the end of the second quarter and started out slow again in the third quarter, but then carried on into the fourth.
And then I want to involve some of our other students here. The vibe of the student section, we heard it from the student section side, the cheerleading side, but what about how it hits your ears and how it galvanizes your team, the audience and the energy? How does it affect your guys?
Oh, it's awesome to have such a supportive student section, always there rooting. Whether you're winning or losing, they're always there and cheering you on.
And then I want to bring up the cause of the game, that being a team continued foundation. We had an interview with the president, the pregame show here. And, for you guys having that be the cause of the game, what did it mean to you guys, especially as the players?
Yeah, it's really cool. Mr. Price talked to us before the game, gave us kind of a pregame speech. It's just really cool to play for something that means something more than the team and the game, and just help out the community.
And then Harper Woods coming up for your next game. No slouch is for what I'm hearing. How about you guys? How are you preparing for that? What's the outlook for that?
Yeah, so we're going to get back to it on Monday, and we're just going to prepare every day, work hard in practice, and game plan for them. And it'll be a big game.
It will be a big game here. We wish you guys luck in that, and thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much, of course.
And we'll wrap up the post-game show here. We got some great broadcasts coming up for you on Drive to the Game next week. We'll be at Orchard Lake St. Mary's as they face Detroit Catholic Central. A huge matchup that you guys aren't going to want to miss. That's going to be next Friday, September 19th. Kickoff at 7 p.m. on WJR as well as sportscaster.com as well as on our YouTube channel. And we'll also have the pregame show just 10 minutes before, so exclusively on YouTube and on sportscaster.com. So be sure to subscribe and follow us all the ways that you can to get involved in that. And we'd like to welcome on our final player interview here. The hat trick of touchdowns is what was had here by quarterback number 2. Brandon Jerkitz joins us on the broadcast.
That's up.
Joins us on the broadcast. Thank you so much for joining us. Good game today.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So it was 3 touchdowns, right? You didn't sneak in a 4th after I wrote down my notes, did you?
I think I did, yeah.
You did?
Might have slipped his mind.
Well, a hat trick plus is what was had for you. That's got to be an amazing feeling, just being responsible for so many points directly.
Yep.
Take me through, what was the vibe like for you guys in the game in total?
It's more about just, when we went down in the first quarter, it's about controlling the poise and we know what our team can do, so basically we got to keep calm on the sidelines, not overreact, and cause more mistakes. So,
yeah, and I do want to mention, Southfield A&T, and I believe it was on both sides, so there were a lot of flags in this game. So talk to me about how that's going to be addressed in the coming week, especially as you guys are ready to host Harper Woods.
We just can't get ahead of ourselves. We can't, beat ourselves up by, doing stuff that's not right. We got to control what we control. So basically we got to clean it up on film, and, we got a big game next week, so we got to get ready for that.
And for that big game next week, obviously the leader of this team is going to be Coach Rick Powell here. In his second year, you guys were 5-5 last year and on a great start for a better season this year. Talk to me about your coach.
Rick Powell's a great guy. I mean, he controls the team and kind of puts in the players to lead the team. So, I mean, I feel like we're a player-led team, but also led by coaches. So he's kind of the blueprint for that. So, I mean, he's a great coach.
And is it weird having his dad as the offensive coordinator? I mean, I've never heard of such a thing before.
It wasn't weird. You wouldn't know. They're pretty professional in practice.
Is that right?
Very, very professional. It's great having them both. I mean, they have a good chemistry between them. So
does a dad ever slip out, or does he refer to him as also Coach Powell?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it can get heated at practices, but that's just because they know that we got more in us. So I mean, that's always a good thing.
Well, I appreciate you joining us on the broadcast. Brandon Jerkitz, as well as our other players joining us today. It's been a fantastic game here at Stoney Creek High School. Final score 40-18 against the Southfield A&T Warriors. Coming up, they got Harper Woods, and coming up, we got Orchard Lake St. Mary's and Detroit Catholic Central next Friday night at 7 o'clock right here on WJR and on sportscaster.com as well as our YouTube channel. Mark Levin will be up next right here on WJR. Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you next week.